How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today I'm really excited. We're going to be talking about something pretty cool, and that is Volume 1 of Chainsaw Man. This is written by Tatsuki Fujimoto and is put out by Shonen Jump. Now, this was one that I had obviously heard quite a bit about. There was a bit of buzz going about this. I'm not super up to date on every single new manga that's coming out, but it's one that I had heard about, and the title naturally grabbed me. And then you see what the hero looks like, and that is a really cool design. He's got a chainsaw for a head and two chainsaws for his hands. I thought, okay, I'm not really, I'm more of a horror guy than an action guy, but this appeared to have heavy horror elements. People were talking about it. Volume 11, which was the end of the first part, had just come out, and the anime is streaming on Hulu. I thought, probably a good time to pick this up and read it. And yeah, it was really pleasantly surprising. This is a really good book. I mean, obviously, tons of violence and gore and insanity. This guy is going around hunting devils, and the first major fight is with the zombie devil, and there's some cool, intense moments. But I also really liked just how the hero was portrayed. He is someone that inherited a lot of debt after his father's passing, and he's just struggling to get by, and his goal is just to live a happy life, so he just wants essentially peace. It's him and his dog. He's starving and literally sells an eye to try to get a little bit more money. He's a really down on his luck guy, and you just root for him to get any little bit of headway he can. And he's a simple character with simple goals, but that really, it makes him relatable, and it works him into the story pretty well. And that's one thing I really liked. The action is there, the characters are cool. When he starts, hunting the devils on a bigger scale, he gets in with the government devil hunters, and there's a few really interesting people in there as well. And the world where sort of, there are these devils that kind of embody some sort of concept and varying things, a chainsaw to a tomato or a car, and there's lots of just really cool and creative stuff in here, plus the grungy horror element, which I mean, I can't get enough of. I love chainsaws. So yeah, definitely surprised me with the quality. I want to go ahead and try to read through these as fast as I can, but overall, I really liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. If you guys want to see a little bit more, I'm going to switch to the close-up camera, and I'll show you guys a little bit of the story and the art. I'll try not to do any significant spoilers, and I guess I'll focus primarily on the setup for how this thing begins. But yeah, not a spoiler thing, just a little bit of an analysis. Anyway, without further ado, let's go and switch over to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Chainsaw Man Volume 1. Let's bring this closer to the camera. I have to say, I really do love that intense cover. Our hero for this story has such a both strange and bizarre, but also really cool appearance. And you get a nice character portrait, him taking out some zombies, and the green blood, while it also serves a practical purpose of not getting the censors mad at you, just gives it this green and orange, just great appearance, very neon and vibrant. There's the spine of this volume with the lead character, and taken from this portrait on the back, and it gives us a little bit of a summary down here, and it is $9.99 USA, rated T+. Now, if we flip the volume open, every volume is going to have a picture of Pochina there, and then this quote, and he'll say, "I love something," and in this one, the very first volume, it simply says, "I love chainsaws," and then a little bit about the author. Now, if we open up to the next page, there is our legal page, and there's a little drawing, and we see the first one is called Dog and Chainsaw. That's the name of the first chapter, and from what I gather, all the volumes are named after the first chapter that they collect. And if we flip it open, we can see that this collects the first 7 chapters of the manga, and we can note that the first chapter is a little under 60 pages, and the others are around 25 or so. So the first one is extra length. And after that, we get into the story proper. Now, I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers. I'll cover primarily the setup. So what I'll talk about most is chapter 1, and then I'll talk a little bit about the other characters that are introduced. So I won't do any major spoilers, but I do want to show you guys a little of the story, show you guys some of the art, and do a bit of analysis. So anyway, we open up with this character, Dingy there, and we can see that he is massively in debt. He talks about making all this money, but he still has 38 million yen in debt, and he's literally selling his body parts to try to pay for that. That's why he doesn't have an eye, is he literally sold it. And then he has his little chainsaw dog there named Puccina, and Puccina is a devil, and this is another devil. So he's the chainsaw devil, and he's a really small but good one. And then this one here is just a random one. This is the tomato devil, and it turns out a lot of these devils are all evil creatures that embody some aspect, some idea. So like chainsaws, tomatoes, and we'll see a few other ones. And he's going to make his living going around and killing them with his friendly devil. Well, after that, we get to see how bad his life is. There he is eating 1 slice of bread for dinner, and we find out that his father died, and he inherited all of his father's debt, so it's not really even his fault, but the mob says, since your father's dead, now you owe us. And we get to see that he's approached by Puccina, and he's like, "I'm basically dead anyway, just go ahead and kill me." But when he sees that the devil itself is hurt, he decides to give it some of his blood in exchange for friendship. So the two teamed up ever since he was a kid, and they started trying to make money hunting these devils for this mob boss. Well, he eventually goes on another job where he's betrayed because it turns out the mob boss tried to make a deal with the devils as well. And yeah, no, it didn't go well for them because it was the zombie devil and turned the whole mafia into zombies. Well, he's dead in a dumpster, so yeah, seems like it's going about as bad as it possibly could, but both him and Puccina start to kind of fuse into one, a sort of rarity to happen in this world. You know, they don't even have a name for it. It's just every now and then you hear of things like this happening, and he sort of became his new heart, and he has a pull string for the chainsaw on his chest. So he goes back in, pulls the string, and now he is Chainsaw Man, and we're set up for the whole rest of the book. This is before even chapter 1 goes out. Now, since he's kind of in a dangerous place, you know, what is he, human or devil, the government takes him in, and he sees this girl, and there's a bit of a duality there, you know. They're like, look, we'll let you work for us, but you can't ever leave us, you know, because you are dangerous. So if you stop, we'll kill you, we'll treat you nice, but there's also a bunch of work. And this lady that works for the government, you know, you always wonder, is she a good person or not? And he even asked one of his coworkers that. And I do like that there's, the official government devil hunters, and then there's like what he was, which is kind of freelance. It's this big thing in the world. We also get a few other characters, like his direct supervisor that doesn't really trust getting this sort of wild card off the street, and they're going to actually pull each other aside and have a big they live style fight to try to prove their worth to each other. He's like, this is dangerous and you're not taking it seriously enough. So that's his direct supervisor, but he also has a buddy, a partner to go out and do missions with, and that will be Power, a fan favorite character. And Power is actually a devil herself, possessing a human corpse, which is one of the devil's abilities. But she actually isn't evil. She hates other devils because they stole her cat, and now she's on a revenge quest. So she doesn't really like anyone but herself, and she wants to kill things. So yeah, sort of fun, even out there, and even more crazy character. But yeah, this volume, like you see the main guy on the front, he is a really cool, just crazy, over-the-top character design, and with that name Chainsaw Man, it does make it really hard to ignore. But having, a solid character, someone who's so down on his luck and who would just do anything for essentially a peaceful life, makes him super relatable. You get this interesting world and concept where everything has the potential to be a devil. Anything like as simple as a tomato up to a car could have a devil that's like that. And the devil hunters and all the side characters and friends, it's a really good setup for a series, and I am really curious where this goes. So far, the first part is out in English. That's the first 11 volumes, and then volume 12 is going to be like the second saga. And I'm going to try to read a whole bunch of these really, really fast and try to get caught up pretty soon. But overall, I see what the hype was about. It's a really just cool book, and I can definitely recommend it. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my manga playlist, which at the time of recording, yes, is primarily Junji Ito, but I'm going to work on getting other stuff in there as well, including hopefully in the future, I want to get some more of these reviewed. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.